What is the difference between Osho's method and other masters like Sri Ravi Shankar and Sadhguru? So far, I have only heard Swami and Osho condemning the ugliness of some organized religions. Why do some masters not say anything about the ugliness of organized religions that created bloodsheds and war?
Okay, now you break it into part, just first part first.
What is the difference between Osho's method and other masters like Sri Ravi Shankar and Sadhguru?
The first thing is, it is your ego. It is our ego which gives some tag to somebody or defines somebody or declares that this man is enlightened or not. How you know that who is enlightened, who is not enlightened? If you know that somebody is enlightened, that means at least you are enlightened. Otherwise, how you will know? And the thing is that why we conclude. There are so many reasons for our conclusion. One of them, if these people have lot of followers, they are praising them like anything, or they have experienced something in their presence. Whatever their previous life was has changed after getting connected to these people. Their misery, their suffering, their anxiety have become less. Or they feel something in their presence. They feel that there is something different in them. But still, how you can say that someone is enlightened or not? Why this hurry to declare anything about anyone? And when we say someone is enlightened, that means he has come to a full stop. Now he is a dead man. If you have entered into the ocean, if the dewdrop has entered into the ocean, that is just the beginning of the journey. What Kabir says that Jin khoja tin paiya, gahre pani pat. That means if you want to realize the truth or the ultimate truth, you have to dive deep into the ocean. So, somebody may have entered into it, then that person also doesn't know what will happen through him. But how you will know whether this person is enlightened or not? Even if they are enlightened, they have a different individuality. Everyone has a different individuality. And it is not that he decide that I will do this. Things start happening. It is very egoistic that to say that if Osho has done this, if someone else has done this, everyone has to do the same thing. Everyone has his unique individuality. Everyone is a different flower. Someone is a rose flower, someone is a grass flower, someone is a lotus flower. So the expression is going to be different. point. What is the next sentence?
So far, I have only heard Swami and Osho condemning the ugliness of some organized religions.
What Osho has been doing is his nature. From the very beginning, he was rebellious. His rebelliousness is very different from most of the so-called saints. That was his very nature. But everyone's nature is not going to be same. Not even in the same family, two brothers, or there may be brothers and sisters, 5, 10. They are all different. So, Osho has himself said that rebel the very salt of this earth. For him, rebelliousness is most important. And he has said about Saint Francis that I considered his enlightenment as lacking something because he bowed down to the Pope. An enlightened man cannot bow down to a Pope. But there may be some other type of enlightened person, because you can act. What is the need to be suicidal? So it all depends. Maybe out of experience you do certain things, and then there are other things which happen spontaneously. But Osho's expression is very more intense and more complete. If you see, these are the three aspects of truth: Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. So Osho's commitment towards truth was total. He was never ready to compromise. Whatever the truth is, that was his commitment. I will speak it out. But when you are a master, then you want to change other people, then you want to transform other people. You want others people's life to be transformed. So you have to see that if I become suicidal, or if I become like Jesus or Mansoor, they may kill you immediately. So all your work is finished. That also had some beauty, and that also worked, because Christ was crucified. Whether it is a real thing or it is just a story, but his crucifixion has a great importance even now for people who want. It attracts people. Those who come to him, or those who are attracted to him, they feel for him. They feel that this man has sacrificed his life for us. So that connects them. But if you have to transform the whole world, then you need to be alive also. So there will be some calculation definitely that you will express only to that extent that at least you remain alive. Otherwise you need army of lawyers and people who will defend you also. Because if you are not alive, then what is the point? If you don't remain alive, people are not ready to listen to the truth. And Because only truth is auspicious and only truth is beautiful. So Osho's expression in all these aspects was very complete. Then if you observe these people like Sri Ravi Shankar and Jaggi Vasudev, their expression, whatever they express in the world, in the public, it is very quite mental. It may have been expressed by the left brain or the right brain, but it's quite calculated and mathematical. Maybe they have learned some lesson from Osho also. If you go against the establishment, if you go against government, then they will destroy your very existence. They will destroy all your vision. So, and these people, if they speak against Christianity, if they speak against the governments, they go everywhere. Then these government will stop them immediately. They won't allow them to come to their countries. Sri Ravi Shankar and maybe even Jaggi Vasudev, I don't know about him, whether he has spoken in UNO or not. But Sri Ravi Shankar has spoken there. He has met all the heads of the state. So everyone is welcoming because he is not harming them. He is not hitting them hard. It may be his nature, but still I feel that the mathematics is too much. It should be not so much. But the thing is, when you are working on such a big scale, when you are invited everywhere and you are given big prizes also in most of the countries, and you have a big followers, then there is a possibility you become followers of your own followers, follower of your own followers. And when you are successful and when you are popular, then it is very difficult to give it up, all those things. Osho was a gambler. He said about himself that only daredevil can come to me. So for Osho, it matters not whether you are following him or not. He said that even all of you leave me, it makes no difference. I will say what I have to say. So that kind of strength is not there in everyone. Maybe they have not even transcended their mind. They have not gone beyond it. Who knows? But I can't say it, so I should not say. But the thing is that maybe they have chosen to do only positive things. They want to transform those people from every religion who are ready to be transformed. Otherwise, if you speak against these religion, most of the people will become closed. They will not come to you. So maybe they are thinking that is their way of thinking, that it is better just to say sweet things, just to don't say much. Sometimes they indicate little bit, but it is also very sweet. But it looks somewhere they are not great rebellious people. But that may be their nature. They may be of feminine type, receptive, soft kind. Osho is neither feminine nor masculine, or he has both, and he has something more also. And when Osho entered into America, when he was asked, "Are you an anarchist?" he said that I am an anarchist and something more. So everyone cannot be same, and everyone cannot have that much guts, that much strength. But even J. Krishnamurti has been against establishment. He has spoken everything against, even against Guru's so-called pseudo-masters and all kind of vested interests. He has spoken in a very cultured way, because he was a very cultured man, and he was trained in that way from the very beginning. So that culture remained. Because Osho for 10-12 years of his life was not in any school. He was just taught little bit by his grandmother. So he remained with nature. So he was like a wild storm. He was not conditioned at all. So his nature is very much like Krishna. So very spontaneous. And he was very intelligent also. He knew. Because he knew how to. He was not that he was suicidal. He has that intelligence also, how to keep himself alive also in the midst of mad people. But when he was in his form, then he would not consider anything. And I have never seen these people, whether it is Jaggi Vasudev or Sri Ravi Shankar. They are always expressing through their mind, very calculated, very mathematical. They never allow, maybe they are too mathematical. Their expression is never from their being, mostly. Or even if it is from their being, then it is only about meditation. It is not about what is happening in the world. And there is a possibility that when you have so much followers, so many people have treat you as like superstar, or if you speak things which is unpleasant to them, they will take you down also. So when we see that someone has such a big following, so much people are following them, then we think that this man is the real master. But so many people go mad and crazy after film star also, after sports star also. That is not the guarantee that this man his expression will be very pure. But I am not concluding anything that whether they are whatever they are, they may be masters. And they may have chosen it that consciously, they may have chosen that they will not create more and more enmity. Because even in India, where they are both from South India, already so much cases, so much difficulty has been created by Christian missionaries and other people. Because even if they are quite traditional, they are like new expression of Hinduism, but still people are not ready for new things. So even Hindus, maybe now they have accepted most of the people, but still a vast number of people are still inimical to them. when your goal is to make more and more people happy, more and more people loving and non-violent, so it is, you don't want to hurt their beliefs. If you hurt them, then they will become close to you. So maybe they have understood that it is better not to say harsh truth. Otherwise people become close. Once they are close, then you cannot in any way change them. But when your commitment is more for truth, then you are not interested in big numbers. Once you become interested in very big numbers, then you have to calculate that if I say hard things, then these people may leave me. But it all depends on your nature. Maybe you want to have a very big crowd, but I don't know whether having a very big crowd is transforming anyone or not. For me, I feel that even if 10% are transformed, it is better than having millions of followers. That is what Kabir said, 100 sonar ki ek lohar ki. That means the one who is a goldsmith, the way he hit is like his 100 hit is equivalent to one hit of the ironsmith. The ironsmith hit really hard. In India, we have three aspects of God: Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Brahma is one who was created, Vishnu is one who preserves, and Shiva is the destructive part. So a complete man will have all these things. Osho had all these things in abundance. So you cannot find master like Osho happening every day. He was a complete master. That's why he is called Master of Masters. Okay?
Okay, Swami.
Why do some masters not say anything about the ugliness of organized religions that created bloodsheds and wars?
Again, the first thing is how you know who is a master and who is not a master. And then if you are talking about Jaggi Vasudev, he speaks those things, but not in details. Because it is not needed that you have to speak in detail. And it depends also upon the kind of people who collect around you. Are they very like left-brain people, very intelligent kind, or they are very devoted kind, feeling type of people? With Sri Ravi Shankar, most of the people who have come to him are very like emotional kind of people, very devoted. So they are not interested in those things. If your left brain is not very developed, if you are not a very logical, rational kind of person, then these things are not needed for you. Because Osho himself was a very rational and a logical man. He was a professor of philosophy. And he had a very trained mind also. And his logic was his appeal also. First thing he will take you to the boundary of logic. Only then, where the realm of logic ends and you have reached to the boundary line, only then you can go beyond logic. So he was in that sense also very complete master. He will satisfy your mind before taking you beyond mind. But when the people who collect with these people like Sri Ravi Shankar, they are not so much interested in knowing those things. Maybe they are seeking good experience. They are seeking to get rid of their own anxiety, their own tension. Because in the modern time, everyone is more tense than, I can't say whether they are more tense, but it looks like there is more tension for everyone, because we are all living in a very mental age. So everyone wants to get rid of tension. And what his Sudarshan Kriya has done is to make people relax, make people less tense. That doesn't mean that it will lead to enlightenment. No Kriya can lead to enlightenment. No technique can lead to enlightenment. It can help you to remove your obstructions. It can help you to become more relaxed. That may make you a little more ready, more open for truth. But Osho's way was very different. He was ready to answer all your questions. He never said that you believe in me. You ask question as much as you can. Only when you have yourself understood that my mind has a limitation. Mind cannot lead you to truth. Once you have understood, when your whole being has understood, then you can go beyond the mind. But first thing is that your journey has to begin from where you are. You have questions, you have queries, you have a quest. First, your logical mind has to be in a way satisfied. So, and people who came to Osho, they were very highly educated. It is said that when in the beginning, those who came to Osho from West, 80% of the people were PhD in certain subjects. And because he was so well educated, he was so well read, so he knew all the philosophy, he knew people who were great thinkers, so he can speak on them also. So to take you beyond mind, first he has to take you to the boundary of the mind. And then these people, you say, they don't condemn, they don't criticize. Maybe they don't want to make their hand dirty in all those things. That may create more and more trouble for them to do whatever they are doing. So they're just interested in doing positive, auspicious things and avoid all kind of things where there is a possibility of violence. So if they start speaking against all these organized religion and how they've been so violent, how they have been so criminal, then all these religion will be against them. Then they won't allow them to function. So in a way, it is good that you are making life of these people at least happy. And if someone is not satisfied, then his search will be still going. And it all depends on your own individuality and the kind of people who come to you. So it is not predictable. And you have to see everyone's nature is different. So even if one becomes enlightened, everyone will be different. So all the people, if they are all doing the same thing, then this world will become very boring. So let them do what they are doing. That is also needed. Okay? Jaggi Vasudev is also very logical, very rational. But those who come to him, they are more like students or curiosity seekers. There are very few people who seems to have a burning desire to know the truth, who have the real quest. And until and unless those people come to you who are the real seekers, who have the burning desire to know the truth, your answers, your words cannot be very existential. People who came to Osho, they were seekers of the existential truth. It seems the very best kind of people, the best quality of people came to Osho from all over the world. And it seems that there is some law in existence. When your thirst has collected, it has become overflowing. When there are too much of people who are seeking the real truth, when they are ready to gamble anything for truth, when they are ready to stake anything for the truth, when they are ready to pay any price for the truth, and they are like, if truth is not supplied to them, then they are ready even to die. They are ready to go anywhere for truth. They are ready to do anything for truth. Then existence provides such a master. It is like when there is real demand, then there is a real supply from existence. So such master like Osho are born when your thirst reaches to its peak. Master like Osho cannot be born accidentally. Your thirst, your burning desire to know truth creates them. So even Jaggi Vasudev, he is very logical and very rational. But the kind of people who come to him, they don't seem to have the burning desire to know the truth. They are not ready to pay any price to know the truth. But those who came to Osho, they were like mad for truth. They were like mad for God. They were daredevils. They were courageous people. They were people who were ready to live dangerously. And Osho was using logic and reason. Not that he was interested in logic and reason. He was using logic and reason as a jumping board. He was using it to take you beyond logic, beyond reason, beyond mind. So his purpose was not your mental satisfaction, or he was not just there to use logic for logic's sake or reason for reason's sake. They were just a stepping stone. He wanted you to go to the very boundary line of logic and then realize that here ends the road of logic. You can go beyond mind when you have explored the very end of the mind. Only then you can transcend it, not before it. So you heard the last part of it.
Yes, I heard it. It was excellent. The last part is my favorite. The last part, you have 3 recordings, but actually the whole thing is good. But the last part is my favorite.
what I said in the last part?
You said that the people who came to Jaggi Vasudev, they are like teenagers, but like they are not seeking for truth. They are just maybe like curiosity. But the people who comes to Osho, they are thirsty for truth. They want the truth, and they can even die for truth.
It may not be true about all the people who come to him, but when you are dealing with the crowd, when there are so many people, when you want to speak with the masses, you cannot find quality there. Osho also went to the masses, but he was trying to choose and select his people there. He said that I am looking into the eyes of everyone, whether the eyes can be transformed into blazing sunlight or not. So I will go from one village to another in search of the people who can be transformed. So in the initial part of his life, after his enlightenment, he went from one city to another, from one place to another. So to find out his people, he was not interested in masses. He was interested in those who can be transformed. Then he found some people on whom he can work. But it's like all kind of clothes are available in the market. You want branded clothes, you want ordinary clothes, you want whatever you want is there. Now you have to, what is your need and what is your level. So everything is available. And then there are people who are devotee type. Then there are people who are more like Gyan, seeker of Gyan, wisdom, knowledge. Then there are people who are seeker of Tao. So many different kind of qualities which people have. Accordingly, they will find someone. Maybe out of compassion, Jaggi Vasudev is also going to talking with so many people, with scientists, with neuroscientists, with biologists, with but Osho doesn't belong to any tradition. He is kind of part of a tradition. Though he will also say that I am not part of any tradition, but J. Krishnamurti is also not part of any tradition. So
If you like our videos, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
And send us one apple a day because we want to eat food from the tree of knowledge.